Hey, feeling good, like I should.
Shout out to Hamana and Kayla. Shout out to Matthew and Mira. Shout out to Mr. Crosby and Mr. Coffee.
Wait, I shout out Shaw, Mr. Anthony, and everyone else in Mr. Wayne's 7th hour.
I shout out to my homegirl, Rosa Parks. Yeah.
I shout out to Mr. Alysso and Sarah. I shout out Miss Smith. I shout out Peyton.
I'm shouting out Roberto.
Shout out to Mr. Cinderground. Shout out to Mary, Cassandra, Augustina, Mr. Brad, Mr. Anthony, Mr. Razzo.
I want to shout out Mr. Razzo, Gabby Sanchez, Lillian Vile, and Ms. Watt.
I'm shouting out Courtney Bucknell, Madeline Corey, and Mr. Razzo.
I'm shouting out my best friend Addie Nistad and my sister Ella Prantner.
Shout out to Brock, Jadis, Obi, Alex, Brantley, Miss Finley, Ms.Blinn, Miss Ellis, Miss Perez. Yeah.
I shout out April.
Shout out Chelsea. Shout out to Yasa and Mr. Wayne.
Shout out to Mr. Wayne.
Shout out to all my friends. Shout out to Miss Smith and Miss Rito for being my favorite teachers this year. Shout out to Mr. W, my science teacher, and thank you for being nice to me and helping me. And shout out to all my friends out there.
Shout outs to every teacher that allowed games to be played during prayer free time.
I would like to shout out Ms.Blinn, Corey, Some, and Chitsu. Also, I would like to shout out to the teachers who are Ms. Walski and Mr. Anthony.
I'd like to shout out one teacher, Mr. Sino, because
I shout out to Shaw, Mr. Anthony, and that's it.
I shout out to my homeboy, Martin Luther King Jr.
I shout out to Mr. Anthony, my mama, and William Meyer.
Shout out to Lazio for always giving us talkies.
Shout out Miss Doe for being my best friend.
Shout out Miss Rito.
Shout out to Ms.Blinn, Miss Ward, Miss Ullman, and my friends.
shout out to Megan Whitus. Shout out to Rachel Napton. Shout out to Miss Doll's 5th hour math class.
I want to shout out Mr. Razzo, Mr. Whitekin, June, Harper, and Claire.
I want to shout out Miss Blinn, Miss Ward, Mr. Perez, and Mr. Vaughn. I want to shout out Mr. Vaughn as well. Mr. Anthony, Mr. W, Miss Smith. I want to shout out Rachel Napton, Kenny Pepper, Kenna Togger, and then Jesus.
Shout out to Miss Blinn. Shout out to my dad and mom. And shout out to my friends.
Hi, my name is Azir, and I would love to shout out Brandon James Halls.
Shout out Miss Walski.
Shout out to my brother Kennedy.
We shout out to Harper Wadding, Achongo Query, and Charlie D'Amelio.
Shout out to Anubis Moffett, Kenya Obang, Harper Heflin, and Maribel Parks.
Shout out to Colton Tabor.
I'm shouting out Jathan Glassbell, Carter Emke, Easton Evenson, Kale Overrocker, and Heath Johnson.
3, 2, 1.
Shout out for my friends and my family too, and Ms.Blinn too.
Shout out to Ms. Blinn. Shout out to Mr. Vaughn and Yahira, Sarah Steve, and Mr. Anthony.
Shout out to Miss Blinn, Lexi Bernier, Claire Pratt, and Jamali Lorenzo, and Audrey, and Miss Perez.
Okay. Shout out to my sister Karina, and shout out to Claire and Leo.
Alright, so shout out to Mr. Raja, Miss Blinn, obviously. These people, and Lexi and Claire and Leo. Here we go.
I shout out Rogan Wilson and Carter Emke.
Shout out to Unk!
You know I'm back, like I never left. Another sprint, another step, another day, another breath. Been chasing dreams, but I never slept. I got a new attitude and a lease on life is a peace of mind. Seeking a find I can sleep when I die. Want a piece of the pie, girl. her the keys to the ride and shit, I'm straight. I'm on my way, get up my way. I'm running late, what can I say? I heard you died twice. Once when they bury you in the grave, and the second time is the last time that somebody mentions your name. So when I leave here on this earth, did I take more than I gave? Did I look out for the people, or did I do it all for fame? Legend is Exodus, searching for euphoria, trudging through the mud to find the present, no ignoring. I got 20,000 deep up in the street like we some warriors. My mama told me never bow your head.
I feel glorious, glorious. Got a chance to start again. I was born for this, born for this. It's who I am, how could I forget? I made it through the darkest part of the night, and now I see the sunrise. Now I feel glorious, glorious. I feel glorious, glorious.
I'm feeling glorious. The crib looking Victorian. Oh yes it is. You know that we've been going it since we hopped out that DeLorean. Yeah we went. On guard, things are just things. They don't make you who you are. Can't pack up a U-Haul and take it with you when you're gone. We posted on the porch, my family's glasses to the stars. My grandma smiling down on me like, whoop, that boy got bars. Okay, yes I do. I said amen and hallelujah, let me testify to another morning. I'm on it, won't let self get in my way. I got my breath, I got my faith, and I remember why I came.
I feel glorious, glorious. Got a chance to start again. I was born for this, born for this. It's who I am, how could I forget? I made it through the darkest part of the night, and now I see the sunrise. Now I feel glorious, glorious. I feel glorious, glorious. We gon' be alright, put that on my life. When I open my eyes, hope I see you shine. We're planting our flag, they don't understand. The world is up for grabs. We gon' be alright, put that on my life. When I open my eyes, hope I see you shine. We're planting our flag, they don't understand. The world is up for grabs. I feel glorious, glorious. Got a chance to start again. I was born for this, born for this. It's who I am, how could I forget? I made it through the darkest part of the night, and now I see the sunrise. Now I feel glorious, glorious. I feel glorious, glorious.
Had to have high hopes for a living, shooting for the stars when I couldn't make a killing. Didn't have a dime, but I always had a vision, always had high hopes. Had to have high hopes for a living, didn't know how, but I always had a feeling I was gonna be that one in a million. Always had high hopes. Mama said, fulfill the prophecy, be something great. Go make a legacy, manifest destiny. Back in the days we wanted everything, wanted everything. Mama said, burn your biographies, rewrite your history, light up your wildest dreams, museum victories. Every day we wanted everything, wanted everything. Mama said, don't give up, it's a little complicated. All tied up, no more love, and I'd hate to see you waiting. Had to have high hopes for a living, shooting for the stars when I couldn't make a killing. Didn't have a dime, but I always had a vision, always had high hopes. Had to have high hopes for a living, didn't know how, but I always had a feeling I was gonna be that one in a million. Always had high hopes. Mama said, something for oddities, stranger could say. dried up, no more love.
Alright, so I'm shouting out Jenna Beltran, Leon Graff. I'm pretty sure I already said most of these, but Jenna Beltran, Alejandra Sanchez, Dave, and I think that's it because I don't remember everybody else.
I shout out Charity, Peter, Paul, Elsa, and Lawrence.
Shout out to Novell, Catalea, Perla, Rose, Yuvia, Kenna, Catalea. Oh wait, I already said her. And Ms.Blinn. Yeah.
Okay, I shout out Nadia Hamilton and Sophia Schmitz.
I want to shout out Zayla, Benjamin, and Paul, and Alex.
Shout out Brinley and Jaden.
I'd like to shout out my father and Alexander Morrow.
Shout out Justin, Lauren.
Shout out to Elijah and Corey and Peter.
I give a shout out to Emily Lazaro Torres and Angelique Villalora Cano. That's all.
I like to shout out my friend Abby, Emily, Lashonda, and Rain, and my teachers that helped me through the year. Mr. Anthony, Miss Smith, and the other writing Miss Smith.
I shout out Lawrence Wynn, Peter Shing, Daniel, Gino, and David Grayson.
Shout out Miss Ellis, Perez, and Ms.Blinn. Shout out to Kathy.
Shout out to Miss Ellis, Mr. Perez, and Mr. Kelly.
The shout out to Deshawn.
Shout out to Leo.
Shout out to Jenna, JP, Ms.Blinn, my old writing teacher, Miss Smith, and my math teacher, Miss Ward.
My name's Raisa, and I want to shout out my mom and dad because they always believed in me and never gave up on me. Shout out to Jarisa, Laisha, Diego, and Philippi, and of course Yazzie, Samantha, and I'm gonna say Philippi.
I want to shout out Ann, Taylen, Leona, people at my lunch table, my cat Jimmy, and Mr. Prez.
I shout out Mr. Rito, Mr. Sino, Miss Finley, McKenna Togger, and Lauren DeBay.
Shout out to Jarisa, Gianna, Diego, Philippi, Lily, Jimena, and Emily.
Shout out my girls Samantha, Jazzy, and Exala. And shout out to Lily. And I also want to shout out Cece, Miss Ward, Miss Blinn, Miss Ellis, and Mr. Perez.
I shout out my family. I shout out all of my friends like JD, Anthony, Jaden, Rain, Peter, Justin, my twin, Fred, and Charity Ba, Davian, and that's all.
I shout out Christopher. I shout out Deja. I shout out JD. I shout out Lawrence. I shout out Anthony. I shout out my family. Okay.
I'd like to give a shout out to Elise, Harper, Kenley, Ella, June, and the random kid in the back that never talks. Shout out to David, Demro, Tegan, This, That, Harper, Wadding, Aubrey Green, Aubrey Meyer. Yeah.
At this point, I just shout out everybody.
Cause you're out of your mind. You're working so damn hard. You forgot what you like. And come hang out. Don't you leave us behind.
But I'll be there next time. I'll be there next time. I can't complain, no I won't be mourning. Cause I skipped on prom for Elvis Duran in the morning. Yeah. All of my life I have been starving. Now for a dinner with friends, more of a starving artist. Yep, I'm gonna miss this someday. Yep, I'll miss another Friday. And all my friends say,
Hang out, cause you're out of your mind. You're working so damn hard. You forgot what you like. And come hang out. Don't you leave us behind.
but I'll be there next time. I'll be there next time. Last album sales could have been higher. Maybe that's why I haven't seen friends in a while. They're at a bar down in the Bahamas. Should I go for more clicks this year? Or should I follow the click in my ear? Should I go for more clicks this year? Or should I follow the click in my ear? Should I go for more clicks this year? Or should I follow the click in my ear? Should I go for more clicks this year? Or should I follow the click in my ear? Go!
Cause you're out of your mind. Your working so damn hard. You forgot what you don't you leave us behind.
But I'll be there next time. I'll be there next time.
Come hang out, cause you're missing a lot. You haven't gone that far. You can find a real job. Come hang out, we can send you a shot.
But I'll be there next time. 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 I'll be there next time.
Shout out to Kendrick Lamar, my GOAT, and then shout out to Benjamin Viller Lopez, my idol.
Shout out to the Lockers.
Shout out to Jacob James Plummer for being the best saxophone player, Liam Michael Farr, Liam Michael Tapp too, and also shout out to myself.
I'd like to shout out my mom and my dad. These two, Torrey, Super, and Miss Smith and Ms.Blinn for being really awesome.
I like to shout out Ms.Blinn, Ms. Finley, Ms. Crewin, these two, and my mom and my dad.
I like to shout out my mom and these two and my day ones. Shout out to Unk and Cheeseboy Road.
Shout out to my dog, my palm tree Guadalupe, and big boy Isaac Van Pelt.
I would like to shout out Rowan Downey, Carter Emke, David Duarte, and Kale Overacker.
Shout out to the low taper fade ninja.
Shout out to Officer Blake.
Shout out to my friend Mateo and my friend Ethan, and shout out to me because I'm the greatest.
Shout out to all my friends.
Shout out to all of my friends and my family all the way from Mexico, and also my family, and also shout out to my dog Bombon Asesino.
Shout out to my teachers. Shout out to Mr. Anthony, Mr. Rito, Mr. Razzo, and Abby, and Ms.Blinn.
Shout out to Mrs. Ward, and also shout out to the person that made the floss.
Shout out to Miss Ward because she's a nice teacher and buys me food every day.
Shout out to Miss Smith.
I would like to shout out Mr. Anthony for being an awesome teacher.
Shout out to Ms.Blinn and Mr. Ung.
I would like to shout out La Ciel.
Shout out is to Miss Morshi. Thank you so much for helping me to see 7th grade. If it wasn't for you, I would have failed all my classes. For you told me to not give up, and thank you so much. Love you all.
Shout out to Mr. Wyken, Miss Blinn, and Miss Smith, the writing teacher.
Shout out to my mom, Mr. Langrick, Ms.Blinn, Thomas Engel, Bentley Farrell, Drew Giovanetti, Chael Hansen, and Jagger Farlinger.
Shout out to that random TV in the one tall hallway, and shout out to the random TV in Miss Blinn's background.
Shout out to Jenna Kathleen Belshon, and shout out to that one right there. Go. Shout out to Alexandria Claire for being the best father figure in history. Shout out to Leo Josephine Graf for being one of the most manliest men I know. Shout out to Keegan Joe Hunter Wells for also being one of the most manliest men I know. Shout out to Clay Danis for being the Kool-Aid giver. Shout out to Gangster Manson for being the second best emo. Shout out to Emily Lorenzo for being the best father. Shout out to Mikkel Winkles for being the best violin player and the best emo. And shout out to Alexandra Artemis Phoebe Stone. I want to shout out Heath Johnson, Coke Cry.
Gotta keep on keeping on, even with the feeling that you're gonna keep losing. You gotta
between parents making them on his knees every night praying for a little change, but the tooth fairy was broke and all for little. He used to stand in front of mirrors with his toothbrush, star searching, but he ain't have to search far. He was smart and made a pact with himself with a smirk and made a vow that one day his dad would never ever have to work. He plucked feathers from his back and washed his bottom lip.